We are going to start pulling this apart. We have got wasper nest out the yin yang. I pulled the back bumper cover off so I could get that brake light, because we're going to put all that on this truck, and then I'm stripping the wiring harness out. But man, I just don't know. Them waspers ain't liking that. I pulled that license plate off right there, and whoa, they came out there by the hundreds. Had to cut that. It was all broke off. That I salvaged this. I'm cutting this car up. Advanced Adapters says they can make a piece that will bolt up to that motor, bolt up to the transmission, and make a piece that will bolt up to the flywheel and go up to the torque converter. They got to make a shim from the crank to the flex plate, and then make an adapter from the flex plate to the torque converter on this truck. So we're going to continue to strip this thing. Right there, you can see the bugs flying around. I got to get some wasper spray, and I need a step bit. Man, it's so hot out here. Whoa. You know, I don't know. I got to take my time with this. It's wicked hot out here. So, and they're working on this thing. Dude, they woke me up like 6:30 this morning. They're getting out here early. You can see they're really knocking the dent in it. I'm not saying nothing. I want them trees gone. I had a tree limb fall down there and poke a hole in the top of that thing. I had to put all that paint and stuff up there. And then I went through there, knocked all those reflectors off the trailer, and, you know, got some silicone. It needs a paint job again. So we're going to let these guys get out of here. Man, these bugs, look at them. They are not happy, bro. And I ain't talking like one or two. When I pulled them nests out there, they was in behind the taillights. But I put the taillights, see, they're swarming pretty hard. I put the taillights back in it to cover up the holes, and then I put a little tape over that so nothing will come in, hopefully. We're going to keep cutting on this. I got to take a break for the bugs. I guess I got to get some wasper spray before I can really get into it. I thought I had just a couple here in the door. I got them out in the nighttime, but man, when I opened that up, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got a wasper on it. There was a bunch more too. I just kind of smashed them into the concrete underneath all this crap here. So I'm going to try to piece these together. I got another phone holder. I might do some slow motion. I don't know how much storage I got on this phone, but we're going to try to do a little video here. We're going to do a motor swap on this truck. I'm pulling that complete wiring harness. Going to pull the motor, the brakes, everything to make it work. Fuel lines, some of the exhaust. That exhaust to be Frankenstein together. I got to get a welder coming. I got to get a step bit. I got to have a belt sander to take and knock off the spot welds out of the firewall. This one, we're going to measure it up. I might just cut the fire or a hole out for the steering column and weld it in to this firewall. But I'm going to pull the AC. I want to put that whole dash in there. That way it's got the old school slide AC, heater and air conditioning. And AMD's got all the fittings to hook up the fuel pump in this tank and get it that way. It gets rid of all the emission crap. Well, I might have to put some of that back on it. Whatever it is, I'm going to make it work. This thing didn't even have a check engine light on it, so I know it's probably going to be good enough just to put this old truck around like Grandpa. We're just going to put it back together. It needs tail lights. Needs a third brake light. It needs cleaned up. Paint's decent. It's got a little spot on the rocker starting to come out. I try to trade it off, try to sell it. More I looked at these two and started looking around, I was like, I bet I can make it work. We're going to make it work, okay? This old thing, it's rotted, man. That whole bar just fell off when I took it off. But with the bugs and all that, it's getting to be too far gone, and you know, to do the title work and all that crap, it's just not worth it. But I think it'll take almost 2 months to get those parts made. I mean, they put it on CAD, and they design it all. It's a one-of-a-kind, so be the first 2.2 that he's done with the truck. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking that's what it is. But we're going to hook up the exhaust, the brakes, the AC. It's got 4 doors, so we're going to take those 4 doors, and hopefully we can get it to where when you open the door, the dome light comes on, the third brake light's going to work. I'm pulling all this stuff on here and scab it together with the solder butt connectors, or we're going to take and solder it together and put some shrink wrap on it. So we're going to get into it. You know, like I said, I've got about probably 2 months to really get everything cut apart, and then I'll start stabbing that firewall in there, or get it measured out and see if we can do it, because one's going to be short, one's going to be long. So I might just have to take and cut it off and then just spot weld it in with that factory dash with the steering column, so it all match. But I don't know about the speedometer, but if we can get all the gauges to work and the headlight switch, and it's got cruise on it, make the AC work. It's got airbags, so you know when you put the airbags back in it, it should be good. Put the sensors on it, whatever it takes to make it right, we're going to do it. So that's our goal. These bugs, they're just not having it right now. So I was going to dig all this stuff out and just start stripping it out. Pull the door panels. I'm going to try to make the windows roll up and down. Those are electric. Those are electric. If nothing else, I'll get some crank windows for a Colorado and put crank window regulators in this thing and door panels. We're going to make it right. I don't like, you know, too much cobbling. We're going to try to do it as fair of a job I can get it done. You know, you're taking basically about a $2,000 car, and that's a $5,000 truck, and then the parts. You know, we won't talk about all that, and then all the adapting, the welding, scab it together, seam seal the firewall, spray paint it, clear coat it with spray clear. I mean, when you open the hood, it'll all just look like it should, you know. Hopefully, be able to get the 4-wheel drive to work on the transfer case, make it just the way it is. I'd like to have a set of all-terrain tires on this. I like those wheels, but I'd like to have a bigger set of wheels, like some 20s or something. It'd set it up a little bit too, you know. I just like to be able to slide my butt across the seat. You know, I've seen guys put glass tops in them. You could do a peanut butter interior. I mean, you could take this a step further. I might get some sweet patina paint the frame rails up front. You know, clean it up, make it look nice, pressure wash it, clean up the motor. We're just going to basically get it running, get it spray painted and whatever to make that happen. Once we do all that, hopefully get it started off the key, get it pulling on its own power. It will need a transmission controller. So you can buy a little cheap kit. You just put a plug on it, and you can shift those valve bodies with a toggle switch, so they say. So little kit, cheap. You got to have some toggle switches. I got some. You'd have to have a cord coming from under the truck into the cab into a switch box to where you can manually do that. That's not my style. You know, the 4L60 transmission, they do have an E and a regular one. And the regular one, they make it like a shifter. Bolt a shifter up there. You just stick that baby up and drive and smash the loud paddle. You can shift it manually too. So we're just going to keep it simple. I just want a clean little drive it on the weekend kind of truck. Maybe take it fishing, you know. So bear with me here. We're going to do something on the channel. Might have Possum come down here and help. You know, we'll have to drop that cradle out of that car and slide that whole motor out as one piece, pull the motor off the cradle, get everything unhooked, slide it back in there. We're obviously going to have an adapter lines, probably for the power steering, the fuel lines, and just a few little things. I don't imagine much. Adapt that steering column to this one, make it move and steer and all that good stuff. Gonna pull that dome light out, you know, the wires, the pieces, everything, and you know, plug it in on this, and hopefully all the door switches, we can get those to work to when you open the door, it'll do its thing. So this is step one. we're going to have to kill some of these bugs out. I'll try to do some time lapses or something like that. I got a laptop, but to get it to load to the internet, I just don't have Wi-Fi. I got hotspot on this phone, and through the computer to the YouTube, it's almost too slow. It takes 3-4 days of this phone being available, and that's not always the case. The hotspot will drop sometimes in the nighttime. So, but once we can figure out the bug problem and start cranking on this thing, like I said, once we actually get the order in for the adapter plate, got all that lined out, we got 2 months, so no hurry. I figure I could strip this out in about 3-4 days. We get these bugs under control. I get cranking out a little harder. Trying to take my time, still don't feel that great, but I want to see this truck run again. And people are saying it ain't happening. It's going to happen.